Hey guys, I can't be with you today, but I was going to finish the review with you. We got through number 12, so we're on number 13. It says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form with a slope of 5 and y-intercept of 8. Remember, slope-intercept form looks like this: y equals mx plus b. Slope is m, y-intercept is b, so all you have to do is replace the m with 5 and the b with 8. Number 14. You're doing the same type of thing, only you're reading the m and the b from the graph. In order to write the equation of the line, you have to have m and b, and you can read those from a graph. Remember, b is the y-intercept. It's where the line crosses the y-axis, and m is how you get from one point to the next. So we have this line. In order to write our equation, we need to know what m equals and what b equals. B is a lot of times the easiest one to spot because it's where the line crosses the y-axis. So in this case, our b is -3, and our m is how you get from that first point to the second point. So we have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Since that's a +4, or an up 4, it's a +4 in the numerator. Then you have to go right 2. So that's a +2 in the denominator. Remember, simplify. So our m is 2, our b is -3. Slope-intercept form again is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to change m to 2 and b to -3. Remember, don't write plus -3, just write -3. Means the same thing, and you have fewer symbols to mess with. Okay, number 15 says graph the equation y equals 2x minus 1. Remember, the m is the number in front of the x, needs to be a fraction. The b is the constant. Remember, you begin at b, and it always starts on the y-axis. The y-axis is the vertical axis. So we're going to begin right there at -1. From there, we're going to go up to right 1. The top number tells you how far up or down you're going to go. Bottom number tells you how far right or left you're going to go. Then draw your line. (16) and 17 are linear inequalities. Number 16, you have y is less than or equal to -2x plus 2. Remember, if you're not working on a word problem, it's easier to get your equations in slope-intercept form. However, on 18 through 20, we're going to use standard form and use the x and y intercepts. But first, we're going to graph this. We're going to begin at +2, then we're going to use our slope, which is the number in front of the x, to go from there down to right 1. Remember, before you connect those dots when you have an inequality, you have to decide if you're going to connect with a solid line or a dotted line. Since that is less than or equal to, the line is going to be solid. And since that says less than or equal to, we're going to shade all of the points below that line. Okay, number 17, 2x plus 2y is less than 8. Let's get it in slope-intercept form first, which means get the y by itself. So I'm going to move the 2x over. Technically, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, so that makes that a -2x on the right. Since it was a +2x on the left, when I move it to the right, it's a -2x. Then go through and divide everything by 2. So we're going to graph y equals negative 1x plus 4. Now I didn't switch that to less, didn't switch that less than to greater than because I didn't divide by negative 2. So we're going to graph this. Begins at 4. Our slope is negative 1 over 1, which means from that 4 we're going to go down 1, right 1. Since it's just less than, our line is going to be dotted because it doesn't include the points on that line. And it is less than, so it's going to be below that dotted line. For 18, 19, and 20, it's all a word problem. It says the girls' volleyball team is hosting a fundraiser to raise at least $45. So we want to say at least $45 because remember, you're going to copy the problem down. They need at least $45 per player for new nets. Hot dogs, I'm going to say that's X, sell for $1 each. And drinks, I'm going to let that be Y, are $1.50 each. Number 18 says, define the variables and write an inequality that represents the situation. So, we need at least $45. The way we're going to write at least is greater than or equal to 45. So down here, greater than or equal to 45. And we're going to get that from selling the hot dogs and the drinks. The hot dogs are $1 each. The drinks are $1.50 each. So our inequality is 1x, or just x, plus 1.5y is greater than or equal to 45. Number 19 says, graph the inequality. Since you can't have a negative number of drinks or a negative number of hot dogs, all we need for this graph is the first quadrant. Since I let the variable x stand for hot dogs, that's going to go down here on our x-axis. And I let y stand for the number of drinks, so that's going to go right up here. And now I need to figure out how to scale this. We're going to use the x and y intercepts to figure out how to scale our graph. Okay, so if I don't sell any drinks, then I have to sell at least 45 hot dogs. So I'm going to count like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. If I don't sell any drinks, I have to sell at least 45 hot dogs. Okay, now I want to see if I don't sell any hot dogs, how many drinks do I have to sell? So I'll divide 45 by 1.5, and that gives me 30. So I'll have to sell 30 drinks. So I'm going to do the same. I'll count by tens. If I don't sell any hot dogs, I have to sell 30 drinks. Then I have this line. What this line represents is the number of hot dogs and drinks I have to sell to get exactly $45. But I want to get at least $45, which means $45 or more. In order to get $45 or more, I have to sell anywhere in this region here. Any point in this region will get me $45 or more. So that's the answer to number 19. Number 20 says, give one example of the number of hot dogs and drinks that must be sold by each player to purchase the new nets. So, if I sold 45 hot dogs and no drinks, I'd have enough. Or if I sold 30 drinks and no hot dogs, I'd have enough. Or if I sold this amount right in here, that's 20 hot dogs and 35 drinks, I would have enough money. So 20 hot dogs and 35 drinks would be enough. There are infinitely many possibilities though. Any point in this shaded area would be enough money. Any point that you wanted to give in that shaded area would be enough money. Number 21 says evaluate for f of x equals 2x minus 6. Evaluate f of x minus 2. Remember that means take this right here and replace x with it. So I'm going to take out the x and put in x minus 2. Here I'm going to take out the x and put x minus 2. It needs to go in parentheses. Now I'm going to distribute. Remember this on the left stays f of x minus 2 because that's just the name. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Then combine those like terms and you have 2x minus 10. (22) says solve this equation. That's a long one. So first let's combine like terms. 3x plus x is 4x. So that's 4x minus 2. Notice I combined them. I didn't do the opposite there. On the right hand side, negative 4x plus 8x is 4x. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Notice I have the exact same thing on both sides of the equal sign. So no matter what I pick x for, I'll get a true statement, which means there are infinitely many solutions. (23) says solve this absolute value. 3 minus 2r equals 7. Absolute value equations, that means the 3 minus 2r could be negative 7. 3 minus 2r could be positive 7. On the left, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides because that 3 is positive. So you have negative 2r equals negative 10. Divide by negative 2. So r equals 5 is one answer. Subtract 3 from both sides. On the other one, you get negative 2r equals 4. Divide by negative 2. So r equals negative 2 is the other solution. (24) we're solving negative 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 16. Subtract 4. So you have negative 2x is greater than or equal to negative 20. Then divide both sides by negative 2. Remember, when you divide by a negative, you flip the inequality. So x is actually less than or equal to 10. Number 25 says 2 more than twice the number is 36. Okay, so 2 more, we're going to work our way left to right. 2 more than means I'm going to take something and add 2 to it. Twice a number means 2x plus 2 equals 36. Subtract 2 from both sides. So 2x equals 34. Divide by 2. So x is 17.